After your account has been set up, you'll be taken to this screen, which shows you your tracking code. And this code is the one that you'll want to copy and install on every page of your website that you want to track. If for some reason you didn't arrive on this page after you completed the sign-up process, there's another way to get here, which I'll show you. Go to Admin at the top of the screen of your analytics account and verify that the account you're looking for is correct. It's this drop down here. And then verify the property you're looking for is correct, which you can see under this drop down. And then down below the property drop box is a box called Tracking Info. And just click on it, and then click on Tracking Code. And we're back. At the top of the page, Google has opened some instructions and information which you can go through if you like. But basically, Google is giving us information about the Tracking Info menu options. For example, click on the tracking code to find the code snippet you'll use for your website. And then click on Session Settings to configure the length of a session in a campaign. Both of those options are in the menu on the left-hand side. You can scroll down to read the rest of this if you like, or we can hide it by clicking on the graduate's hat at the top of the screen. Okay, so this is your tracking code in the center box. Then to copy it, you can either highlight and then left-click copy, or click in the box and you'll see Google will select the contents for you. Then hit Control or Command-C, depending on if you have a PC or a Mac, to copy it and get it on your clipboard. And then you'll paste this code all throughout your site. You could also send this code to whoever is managing your website and ask them to paste the code for you. Remember, it should go on every single web page that you would like to track. And more than likely, that means every page. So then, if we scroll down to the bottom, Google offers a few different implementations which you can read about. There's PHP implementation and dynamic content implementation, as well as Google Tags Manager. If this is the first time you've ever installed code like this on your site, you may want to read about and explore how to set up Google Tag Manager. Google Tag Manager allows you to add other tags to your website beyond analytics, without the need to add multiple snippets of code again and again. Let's discuss the HTML implementation first, and then we can discuss the Google Tags Manager a little bit more. Okay, so now we have the code copied to our clipboard. Here's the code version of one of my web pages. You want to paste the code snippet directly above the ending head tag. It's marked /head. This is just one HTML page, but you want to do this same thing on every HTML page of your website that you want to track. And then it just gets saved and re-uploaded to your web server. If you're using WordPress or another CMS, WordPress offers the option to include your Google Tracking ID in a field. Let me show you what your tracking ID looks like. Here it is. The numbers are your ID, and the UA stands for Universal Analytics. So just by including this tracking ID into the tracking ID field in WordPress, this will add the tracking code snippet to your website pages for you without you having to copy it and paste it yourself. Okay, so back to Google Tags Manager. So if you're using Tags Manager, you would just log in and then choose Add a New Tag right here. And the first thing you'll do is choose your product. In this case, our product is Google Analytics. And then we'll choose the tag type, which is Universal Analytics. And then we'll click on Continue. And then this is where we can configure the tag. In this field, we can enter the tag ID. And you can choose whether or not you want to enable display advertising features. Clicking on the box will include demographics and interest reporting, remarketing, that sort of thing. And so I'll select it. And then we have the option to choose the tracking type. I want to track page views, so we'll keep that selected. We have the option to adjust settings and advanced settings, but both are not really relevant for our purposes, so we'll skip over those and then click on Continue. The next thing we need to decide is how we want the tag to fire. In most cases, you would want the tag to fire or be triggered on all pages. So we'll select that and click on Create Tag. And then we need to name the tag. And I'll just keep the default for now. And then we hit Save. From here, we would go ahead and publish this to our Google Tag container, and it would become active all throughout our website. So however you do it, by installing the tracking code directly on your HTML page, or putting your tracking code ID into that field in WordPress, or installing via the Google Tags Manager, now it's time to go back to the tracking code page and review the status. Here under status, if the tracking code were not installed, it would say status tracking not installed. We could also go to the reporting section of the account and choose real time. And then if we visit our website, we should see this number tick to 1. If the number does not change, it means there's something wrong with your tracking code. Now, it's possible it wasn't installed correctly, or you haven't given it enough time since you installed it. So that's it for installing the tracking code on your website. In the next video, we'll discuss account properties.